Disclaimer: I'm not a professional financial advisor and my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I don't give financial advice, only share information that I research and enjoy doing so. Please always do your own research before investing. As many people fight to protect the world against climate change, Bitcoin is contributing to it. Bitcoin might be a good choice for the transaction as it's decentralized. So today, let's take a look and check what's inside Bitcoin's energy problem. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Why do people choose Bitcoin? Bitcoin is one of the most well-known decentralized cryptocurrencies around the world. It means that Bitcoin does not need the help of a third party like a central bank to operate. The user or Bitcoin holder can directly do the transfer to another user. Created by Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin has circulated on the internet for 12 years. A Bitcoin is worth around $35,000 today. Bitcoin can be used to buy products and services, use it as an asset, or even be traded for another currency. People opted for cryptocurrencies, the majority to Bitcoin because of many reasons. First, it's decentralized, and so there are no taxes to pay for every transaction. It's also convenient because you'll only have to pay online at the comfort of wherever you are. Lastly, it's untraceable, which caused many people to use this for illegal acts. How transactions in Bitcoins work. Because there is no physical currency on Bitcoin, all the transactions happen on the internet. To record the transactions that happen, Bitcoin uses a digital ledger called the blockchain. The transactions are composed of three parts. First is the input. The last block on the blockchain is where Bitcoin last came. So before the sender sends the money to the receiver, the latest history of that specific Bitcoin is recorded in the last block. Thus, if the sender will send a Bitcoin, another block will be added with the Bitcoin address of where the currency will come from. Next is the amount. It's up to the sender how much Bitcoin he or she will send to the receiver. The amount and the information will be encrypted as it's passed to the receiver. Last is the output. The Bitcoin address of the receiver is the output. It will also be added to the last block of the blockchain as the Bitcoin address is of where the money will be received. We all know how easy it is to get something from the internet. Many hackers gather information easily if the data is not secured. Thus, to secure the encrypted data, there are two keys that the sender and the receiver must have. These are the public and private key. Anyone can see the public key in the Bitcoin community. It's the Bitcoin address of the sender and the receiver. The private key, on the other hand, is only kept by the receiver. To fully understand the two keys, think of it as an email. The holder can share their public key because it's their email address. It's needed for an email to be sent. However, the private key is their password to their email. It's needed to log into the email and get the documents sent to you. It's also not to be shared with anyone. Mining in Bitcoin. If you don't want to buy Bitcoin, there is another way to get the cryptocurrency. When new Bitcoins entered the system, highly skilled users can crack the hash, which is a complex mathematical computation. It will also cost them time and money because the miners will need either GPU or ASIC to mine. Many miners will fight to solve the hash. If the miner cracked the mathematical problem, they get 6.25 Bitcoin. A Bitcoin costs $35,000, which will be great if you got one. It is a reward for their proof of work, or POW. Therefore, many technology-inclined people are mining for this currency. Mining is why Bitcoin users also invest in computer upgrades and buy the necessary equipment for them. However, it doesn't mean that if you crack the hash, you get the money. Many of you might solve the mathematical problem, but the first one to do it is the only one to get the reward. How does Bitcoin contribute to climate change? Because there are many Bitcoin miners worldwide, a large amount of energy is consumed as well. To mine using GPU and ASIC, the miners will need to burn a large amount of horsepower. It also depends on how much equipment you're running. Some even own 100 of these and run 24/7. The more computers they have, the higher chance they solve the mathematical problem first. However, it doesn't mean that they are already 100% successful. Even if it fails, the amount of energy used is still there. So how much energy is consumed by these miners? In a study conducted by the University of Cambridge, around 130 terawatt-hours are used by the miners in a year. To compare this, the electricity consumption of the country Argentina in a year is around 139.9 terawatt-hours. Digital currency is consuming energy almost as much as the country does. Bitcoin would be at the top 30 for the most energy consumption if it was a country. As the energy is burning, carbon dioxide is also released. Keep in mind that computers often rely on fossil fuels, especially coal, as energy. According to Digiconomist, yearly carbon dioxide produced by Bitcoin is around 36.95 megatons. Frequently, it is compared to the carbon footprint emitted by New Zealand. How is carbon dioxide bad for the environment? As we all might know, too much carbon dioxide is not great for the environment. It can contribute to the greenhouse effect. If there are too many greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, this will cause climate change. The heat from the sun will be trapped in the earth, causing global warming. Global warming can be observed by melting icebergs, which causes the rise of the ocean level. Marine life is also put in danger by these gases as it makes their life more vulnerable. Sometimes we also wonder why the weather is unbearably hot in the last summers. It's also because of the heat wave that the greenhouse effect trapped. It can also affect the growth of plants. Carbon dioxide indeed is one of the needs for a plant to grow. However, too much gas absorption can also change the way they grow. A study done at Southwestern University showed that a high amount of carbon dioxide could remove the natural defense of soybean against pests and reduce their protein. Critics on Bitcoin. Even before the issue of the environmental effect of Bitcoin, there are critics from various well-known people. Warren Buffett, the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, was already skeptical about the cryptocurrency. He compared the trading system of Bitcoin to the tulip mania that happened in the 1600s. At that time, tulips are not easy to grow in Europe, thus making them unbelievably valuable. He explained that a tulip bulb could even buy a house. However, the value fell, just like the future of Bitcoin. Paul Krugman, Nobel Prize winner economics professor, vocalized his concern with the energy consumption issue at its decentralization. Without the government, there will be no value to these cryptocurrencies. So, in other words, Bitcoin doesn't play any role in the economy since its release. People who don't understand how cryptocurrency works will tend to risk their money and asset for it. We all know the software developer of Microsoft, Bill Gates. He's also concerned with how Bitcoin is ruining the environment. Bill Gates is aware of how much energy is being wasted per transaction on the cryptocurrency. He's not the only one concerned about the climate change, but also the Tesla CEO, Elon Musk, became aware of it. In March 2021, Tesla announced that they are accepting Bitcoin for their products. However, after the news about the environmental issues, Elon Musk canceled the agreement. He was a believer in the cryptocurrency and how it's our future. However, they became concerned with the use of fossil fuels, which contributes to climate change. Alternative energy to save the earth. Because it's impossible to suddenly stop the cryptocurrency flow and use of computers, some countries use alternative energy sources. Instead of using fossil fuels, they're trying to make use of renewable resources. Canada and Siberia are opting for a better energy source to reduce their carbon footprint. The first is using hydroelectric power. This use of energy uses a piece of machinery placed on flowing water to produce electricity. However, this type of energy can also cause minimal environmental threats. It can damage habitat in the water and disrupt fish migration. Another source that the countries are trying is thermal power. Most of the time, water is being heated, which will produce steam. The steam is used as an electrical generator. Sometimes they also reuse the byproduct of other plants that use fuel and gas. It can only reduce the carbon dioxide that goes to the atmosphere by not using more fossil fuels. For how many years, China also uses renewable energy, mostly hydroelectrical power. However, it's not a long-term solution for them. This alternative power is only used during the 4 months of summer while going back to the fossil fuel for the next months. Many people are fighting for climate change, yet the miners kept burning fossil fuels for the luck of success in decrypting a hash. These fuels damage our environment, putting the lives of the animals on land and sea in danger. Even some big investors agree that this should be stopped or at least solve the problem we are having about global warming. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this Bitcoin issue in the comments below. Before you leave, please like this video to let us know that you love this content. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to be updated. Thanks for watching.